Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a UX UI designer at Cloudbreak. My job is to make sure that everyone is able to um, do whatever they need to do on our platforms with as much ease as possible, and of course, making all of our products accessible at all times. That way, it caters to everyone.
Lovely. And Sarah, what is your background? Where do you live? How long have you been there for? How long have you been working in this profession?
Wow. My background, I live in LA, in California, so it's always sunny. Well, for the majority of the year. I've been here now for, I would say, 7 years, going on 8. Prior to that, I was born and raised in Japan, moved all over the place, and it includes the Philippines, New York, all that good stuff.
Wow.
So I've never really been in one place for a very long time. I think this would be the second longest place that I've lived in. So I've kind of absorbed a lot of cultures, which has led me to being interested in people in general. So I love looking into, what the cultures are, and exploring different cultures, as well as ensuring that everyone feels like they have a safe place when talking to me. So that translates into what I used to do, which was customer success. And from there, I realized that, the problems aren't rooted with the actual, I guess, customer education that's out there. It's usually rooted with the platforms and what products are available to them. And that essentially led me into product design, kind of knowing that and knowing that I will be able to listen to what they need, but balance it with what the company needs. So yeah, that's a little bit about my background.
That's amazing. Thank you. So what are you doing now for Cloudbreak?
Right now, like projects.
No, what is your overall job encompass?
Got it. So as I briefly mentioned earlier, it does cover making sure that I research what products are out there and then compare it with what we currently have. Find ways to improve what we currently have, and if we don't have it, then start from scratch, see what's out there. Take time to read into what people need, because usually they don't know what they need, and make sure that we come up with a very good product that they're like, oh well, I guess I need this, and B, well, I do want to keep on using this, because that's two different things, but very important. And then aside from that, I wear different hats as well. So I've found myself helping the marketing team, for example, with digital design. And then I hop over into testing once in a while to make sure that our products are running well and working, because that's important.
That's
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's testing is always going to be a part of UX, but right now, because of the way the team's divided, it's a very small team. We're a lean, mean, amazing team. So yeah, I find myself kind of helping everyone, as much as I can.
Yeah, I know the marketing team, me in particular, is very, very thankful
Right.
for all of your work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So what drew you to what you're working on now? I know you mentioned it before with the people, but we're going to talk a bit more about that.
I think the mission that Cloudbreak has is what really drives me to enjoy what I do and propels me to at least trying to be the best, right? Because I'm not the best, but it does make me want to be, because I've seen it happen with my parents. There's a language barrier for the both of them. My mom is Filipino, and my dad is Japanese. So you can imagine them as they're going through any IVR type of
Yeah.
situation here in the US, at least. Um, so seeing that and seeing how a machine doesn't understand a thing that they say, or even humans, right? They don't understand what they want to say to Americans or to people who have English as their first language. I think that's really what drives me to enjoy what I do and make sure that everyone doesn't experience the same problems that my parents have. I'm lucky enough that I have some grasp and understanding on how to properly speak somehow, but I do know that sometimes I do have trouble communicating as well. And again, going back to what Cloudbreak is and what they want to provide their consumers with is, ensuring that everyone has access to proper healthcare and that language would never be a barrier for them. And I think those two just, the company's, I guess, not ambition, but goal. Their goal aligns with mine as well, or it aligns with the experiences I've had and what I do want to fix. So yeah.
That's amazing. So Cloudbreak's very personal to you.
Yes, it is.
That's great. So is that what keeps you inspired at work? How do you stay working on all of these projects at once and stay motivated for all of that?
I mean, that's my parents' experience. That's definitely one thing that inspires me and drives me to, do my best. But I think seeing, um, whenever someone or a customer shares their experience on how they used Marty or how Marty saved their lives, so to speak, I think that's another part where I do pull inspiration from, because it's like, wow, I actually helped you see your baby for the first time, or I actually helped you communicate better with your provider. I think these are things that definitely inspire me and keep me going, and want to do more. Yeah.
That's so powerful. Do you have a favorite story of those?
It was when I had just started. When I had just started, I was, obviously still getting my feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't necessarily too familiar with what we were really doing at the time. So then Nashina had shared a video with us, and I heard that I was a mom who had given birth at the height of the pandemic. So she couldn't see her child immediately because her child was moved over to the NICU. And they had communicated through Marty. And I was like, wow,
Wow.
okay, so they did not need an interpreter, but they did need that human connection, right? And it was just so heartwarming and touching to see a story like that. And I was just like, okay, so this product can translate into different things. It's not just one thing, right? There's not just one purpose, and it's just a lot. There's a lot of possibilities, and yeah, I think that's why I love that story so much.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So impactful.
Yeah.
So you work on a lot of different things for different teams and aspects of Cloudbreak, but what does a day in your life look like from waking up to going to bed?
Wow.
Chaos
I was gonna be like chaotic, especially with a
is
new
fun,
dog.
right?
I mean, it's fun. Okay, so how do I start my day? So, as with a lot of people out there, I do start with coffee or tea, right? Like matcha. And then after that, read emails, make sure that I'm not missing anything. And I usually have a to-do list that I need to tackle, ready to go from the day before. So that's absolutely helpful. And of course, I also have a task monitoring kind of platform that I use, just Trello. So then, my day is, I guess, 10 times easier because I have that organized and ready to go, and all I need to do is just do it, get the job done. Sorry. So, after I read emails, I just kind of jump right into it. Majority of it is really talking to different stakeholders, um, such as, the marketing team, sales team, or Monica, who's an amazing person, by the way. So we talk and make sure that, I'm getting the requirements down right. I understand the project correctly. And from there, if the project is pretty much in the new stage, I do some research. Yeah, but I do some research and then from there translate it into design. And prior to that, there's a lot of steps, so I don't really want to bore anyone with that. But, you know, contrary to popular belief, I feel that my job is 50-50, right? 50% goes directly to design, and the other 50% is making sure that we have a requirements compiled. I'm talking to the right people. I'm looping in the correct people and all that stuff. So, yeah, my day is very unpredictable, but it's still somewhat organized because of my to-do list. And of course, just knowing that every day does involve some sort of learning, regardless of, you know, if it's from a person or if it's from self research. But yeah, that's what my day looks like. And then at night, obviously I try to go offline at an appropriate time. But if there's an emergency, of course I'll stay a little past whatever time I need to stay. And yeah, usually my nighttime is to, you know, hang out, chill, connect with David once in a while.
Very
But
nice of
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And then you have a puppy, right?
Yes, I do. She just hit 12 weeks today.
Aw.
I know, and I'm just scared. It's like having a kid and then they're entering their terrible two stage.
Now they're
That's,
big enough to cause more trouble.
oh yeah, yeah. She's very rambunctious too. But she's very, I don't know, she's just, I guess, like me, unpredictable as well. It's very odd. I've always had dogs growing up. I've always had puppies too. So there's just, yeah, for some reason I can't predict her next steps. You know how usually, you know, she's
Right.
just, yeah, she pretends she needs to go, and then all of a sudden she's like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to make me go? You know?
She's like, I thought you like unpredictability. Here I am.
Right? And I'm just like, oh no, 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 don't do that. Yeah,
So you have chaos in your home life and chaos in work life. But
pretty
you can
much.
manage it all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So fun. So my last question, what does humanizing healthcare mean to you?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a big ask.
I've always questioned what it is, right? How do you really humanize healthcare? And I think that stemmed from not having much experience when it comes to dealing with people in the healthcare industry. And now that I have, because it's inevitable, I think that the reason why I'm with my providers is because they are able to put in the proper care and time for me, right? They make me feel like they're going out of their way and spending the extra 10 minutes with me so that I can better understand what they're trying to do to me and what they're trying to do for me.
Mhm.
I think that's something that lacks nowadays. Usually you just see providers running around, and I don't blame them, right? It's because a lot of things out there or their tasks are really time consuming, that they're unable to put in that extra X amount of minutes into making sure that their patient knows that, you know, they have their best interests at heart. So that being said, to humanize healthcare, I think it's just to bring back that care element, you know, making the patient feel more valued and making sure that the provider is able to communicate to the patient that, you know what, I'm busy, but I got you. Like I
Mhm.
got your back. Because I think that often is lacking, and I find myself switching providers when I don't feel that. Um, so I mean, if we can do something, right, so that they get their extra 5 minutes back in order to do that to the patient, then yeah, I guess we would be really humanizing healthcare. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, thank you so much for answering all of my questions and opening up and talking about yourself and your work here at Cloudbreak. Really appreciated it.
You're welcome.